And now it is time for the wonderful makings of the Switch Axe. This has actually become pretty much my favourite melee weapon in Iceborne, and I'm absolutely loving every second of it. I'm still trying to get used to the timings of it. Like, I know when to dodge and whatnot, but I either press it way too early or way too late. You can never really tell if I've pressed it too late, so I normally take the hit anyway. So, I've got a variety of builds with this, and they're all pretty damn similar, which is weird. It's just they all kind of have different purposes, which is odd. Anyway, I'm going to go through a few sort of basic builds that are sort of building up to Fatty that have some pretty decent effects and capabilities. So up first is a bit of a weird one, using Safy Shatter with an Expert Deco, Affinity, Awakening, Sharpness 6, Sharpness 5, Attack 5, Attack 5. Rhymeguard Gamma Helmet with Expert, Tenderizer, Vitality, Expert. Kaiser Mal Beta with Tenderizer, Vitality, Attack, Attack. Kaiser Van Braces Beta with Critical Vitality, Expert. Kaiser Coil Beta with Attack 4, Critical, Expert. And then Rhymeguard Gamma Boots with Attack 4 and Critical Jewel 2. This actually works quite well. You do get Master's Touch from it, which is pretty damn handy, but overall it is overshadowed by Fatalis builds. This is just something that you can potentially get if you haven't got around to Fatalis yet. It does work quite well, and the lovely side of it is just the simple fact that you get Master's Touch. A bit like this build. This build is actually pretty damn competitive. You're only really missing between 60 and 100 EFR. Works really damn well. The only downside to it is the simple fact that you can't really get as much utility out of it as Fatalis, as well as the fact that we're not running any sort of skill, secrets, tool specialist, agitator, etc, etc. Overall, this build does work quite well, and I was running this for a fair bit just to practice and see how it goes, and yeah, it works really quite well. Another switch up is this, using the Escadora Armaments Alpha from Elatrion. Now overall, numbers wise, this does decrease your damage, but due to the fact you're able to stay in sword form a little bit longer, you do actually make up for it, and some with DPS, provided you're able to get those hits in. This is a pretty unique build, but it does fall pretty damn flat the moment you get Fatty Armor. So if you're not running Fatty Armor, those three builds are potentially something you could look into. And if you're a Switch Axe main and you're struggling with Fatty, maybe try Safy Drake Axe with an Expert Jewel, Teostra Essence, Sharpness 6, Sharpness 5, Attack 5, Affinity 5, Kaiser Crown Beta with Attack Jewel 4, Escadora Soul Beta with Critical Protection, Expert Attack, Escadora Armaments with Handicraft Fire Res, Kaiser Coil Beta with Tenderizer Protection, Tenderizer and Fire Res, and then Kulftaroth Wrath Beta with Tenderizer Protection, Fire Res, Attack. Although this is quite low on numbers due to the ability and capabilities of two-piece Elatrion, you do a hefty amount of dragon damage, and you are actually quite damn safe with Divine Protection 3, Health Booster 3, and a good chunk of Fire Res. That is just what I have been playing around with at the moment, testing out different ways in which you can up your Switch Axe builds without Fatalis armor. Some of them are still quite sketchy to get, such as the use of Arch-Tempered Velkhana, but they are easy in comparison compared to Fatalis, in my opinion. Anyway, on to actual Fatalis builds. Now, the first one I have is a little bit unique. You probably won't really see much of this. It's basically a flat damage build that has sort of very minimal conditions, that also is able to hit 100% affinity. So true Fatalis End with Expert, Affinity, Health and Element Augments. Dragon Head Beta with Attack 4, Challenger 4. Dragonhide Beta with Mighty Evasion, Mighty Evasion, Mighty Evasion, and Escadora Armaments with a Phoenix and an Expert. That Phoenix is completely conditional, it's basically a spare level 3 slot depending on what you want to do with it. And then Dragon Barb's Beta with Mighty Maintenance, Critical Medicine, Critical Medicine, Critical Medicine. This has no peak performance. That one coalescence essentially is negotiable, really. The idea behind this is just sort of a pretty bog standard base switch axe build that runs off the premise, just run in, hit stuff, hope for the best. Evasion, because iframes on switch axe are pretty welcome. You've got maintenance in there for more mantle use and medicine for more healing. You can switch them up for protection if you wish. It's entirely up to you on how you want to do your level 4 2 perk decos. Then I have this build, which is odd to say the least. It's got attack boost 7, critical 7, agitator 7, evade window 5, stun res 3, weakness exploit 3, power prolonger 3, peak performance 3, coalescence 3, critical boost 3, divine blessing 3, recovery up 2. It is literally a jack of all trades, master of none, and the reason I say that is quite simply the fact that you literally are running with the base purple sharpness, which is 20 points, or because of the 4 set Fatalis you get 60. So although this thing at max capability with both coalescence as well as peak performance running, it's one of the most damaging switch axe builds out there. You quite simply don't really have enough sharpness to actually do much, which is kind of a bit of a downside. When using this build, because it does hit really hard, and I typically use it for a little bit of the old ZSD spam, I run Glider Mantle with 2 Handicraft level 4s in it, put that on to get the sharpness increase, and then start spamming, just because Glider Mantle has a long time on usage. Now for one of my favourite builds, it also hits pretty damn hard. Tree Fatalis End with Mighty Evasion, Dragonhead Beta with Mighty Evasion Challenger Attack 4, Dragonhide Beta with Flawless Physique, and then Shock Horror Flawless Physique, Escadora Armaments Alpha with Tenderizer Attack, Dragon Barbs Alpha with Critical Physique, Mighty, and then Dragon Feet Alpha with Critical Physique, Critical Medicine. This gives you the complete max output of maximum might, which obviously allows you to, well, some of you played the original base game. When it's at max, there's no sort of duration limit. It's just when your stamina's at max, you have the affinity. So this build has 100% affinity, which is actually really nice. Overall, this potentially can do more damage as long as you are still hitting weak points along the like of. However, it will fall short, particularly if you are not hitting those weak points, because that's where you really do need to be hitting in order to make absolute maximum effect of that 100% affinity. Obviously, with the wild axe swings, you can lose stamina, as well as dodging and being a bit of a donut, you can lose a good chunk of it. But it does work pretty damn well. I've heard people say that it's a very ineffective build. It's not. It really does just depend on your skill, playstyle, as well as what you are fighting. Something like Teostra, where you're running around a lot, probably not a good idea. Same with Nostra. Namiel, on the other hand, I tend to go for the maximum might build over the next build, which is just all of the damage, all of the sharpness, come at me, bro. And is also the build I am running in the footage you see in the back. I've actually not played Switch Axe that much lately, which is upsetting me. So True Fatalis End with Expert 4, Affinity, Health and Element. Dragonhead Beta with 3 Attack 4s, good luck with that. Dragonhide Beta with Sheath Handicraft, Phoenix Evasion. Dragon Claws Alpha with Phoenix Evasion, Attack Duel 1. Dragon Barbs Alpha with Challenger 4, Handicraft, Critical Duel 2, and Rhymeguard Greaves with Critical Evasion, Critical. This gives us Critical Eye 7, Agitator 7, Attack Boost 7, Evade Window 5, Handicraft 5, Stun Resistance 3, Witness Exploit 3, Peak Performance 3, Quick Sheet 3, Coalescence 3, Crit Boost 3, and obviously the Mind's Eye effect from the sword form. This thing does stupendo damagejo. It is absolutely ridiculous, and I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. You literally feel like the boss. Like, they should rename it to Human Hunter, and you get to play as Teostra and try and kill that friggin' build on repeat. You're gonna lose. Anyway, that just about does it for me and this Teostra. He's about to die pretty soon. Anyway, good luck, have fun, and don't die. It's bad for the health.